Hey Fast Fellas, SpeeDMan here, and welcome to this episode of Let's Play Victoria Age of Steam. So not only are we taking advantage of this particular ability here with Age of Steam, we're also going to be doing some work with Workshop of the World. Trade routes traveling over them can multiply the gold that they get from districts at their destination. So by us planning some of these down, we should be able to get an increased gold value so we can really level up our gold, which is already pretty incredible as it is, but let's make it even more so. Category 4 hurricanes, so we don't want to be careful about that.
Watch
Big
the
Ben
clock.
has been built.
Do what it does.
Excellent. So in order to avoid making promises, I am actually just going to click escape. That way we could just ignore it. We don't want to be making a promise that we're not going to be declaring war and then declaring war, because there's a potential for the betrayal emergency, which basically means that every civ that agrees to it is going to immediately declare war on me. In another game, in our Herald Hardrada game, that's basically what happened. And that is a worst case scenario. So that'll be plenty of builders. We could take that card off. What we're going to do is take the National Identity card. We are also going to put on the 5-year plan and Economic Union cards. We have a nice wildcard policy slot available to us, so we have some good options here. I feel like, honestly, it'd be a good idea if we wanted to go ahead and just double down on our envoy count. That is nice for us as well. We can see this would be a little bit better. This is going to be giving us a good bit of value. We could also do this if we want to be getting a bit more production. I do like the idea of getting a lot more outright raw production, so that'll be good. We're going to be up to 1,500 gold per turn. And again, that is going to continue getting better once we get population up in this city. So let's get started here. Ladies and gentlemen, it is time for us to declare a surprise war against Japan. And it is time for us to really get started. So, the fun begins. Instantly kill units. I love it. It's just beautiful. Remember, we're out of range of major combat. We don't have to step anywhere near this stuff. We're pretty safe in this position. What I love about this position, we can dial in and start doing heavy damage to this stuff without ever having to set foot into an area. And that just provides us an opportunity to basically just keep ourselves nice and safe here. So we are going to take fascism. It's going to change our setup by a pretty drastic amount. We still have a good bit of everything, so we're okay. What it does do, though, is it does mean that we need to think about a little bit of our position. This is a really good one. This is a really good one. That's going to give us a lot of science, and it's going to give us a lot of culture and additional gold, so not too bad. We could also potentially not have to worry too much about the science. We could take gold if we want. Science is honestly going to be the better one for us, so we've got so much gold right now that honestly we are A-okay. So we are back up to 1,650 gold per turn. What we are going to do is we are going to start really making our way into properly attacking the next set of cities. Just going to eliminate the walls in that city. Go here, settle in here, take this unit, take that city. That's the first city we'll be taking. Of course, we're going to be taking quite a bit more, so don't you worry. Now we're going to go over here. Bring that over. Take that. That's going to be loyal to us anyway, so we're in a good spot here. Let's go after this city here. We can see, look at the damage we're doing. Look at the damage we're doing. We're just boom, boom, up. I misclicked. Oops. As I was saying. Alright. As we can see, now you can see kind of how powerful this is when you really think about the fact that we can just destroy city walls and go after a single city in like a turn, right? So like that's kind of the craziness of how strong these units are. It's hard to take out naval armadas when you just straight up have this much combat strength, especially when you have this many units. So our snowball game is on point. Another city. That was... I'm gonna re-roll. That's not what I meant to do. I was trying to take the city to destroy it. You've gone to the dark side, Victoria. Oops. It's another city. That should help our loyalty pressure in the long term as well. So that'll be pretty good. There. So now we're back to full loyalty in the city. It'll be perfect. We can get that going. We'll leave this for master plan. Not going to spend any more gold. The fact that we have just a little under 2,400 gold per turn is pretty incredible. We're going to be using that to our advantage, so it is important that we just continue really developing our position little by little. Okay. Now we're back to full loyalty. So that is A-OK. Harbor shipping is done here, so that's good. We're basically in a position where we're just going to get probably another 1 or 2 more of these before they finally run out. Extra promotional level and combat experience, definitely not a bad thing, but really we're running out of things that could benefit us. We're so far ahead of the AI at this stage where we're just going to continue snowballing, wrap our way over through here. That way we can get started on that war pretty soon here. We're going to go to leads because we want to just continue doubling down on getting extra envoys and stuff. Or not envoys, but amenities to that city. It's just so that way we can keep that city very, very amenity positive, which does provide some benefits to our other yields. So all of our non-food yields would basically get benefited to some amount. It is going to be a good thing for us to be doing, so it's just something we want to do. We are going to be getting more and more value out of this, so I believe there is a cap to how much. Yeah, 1,000 interest from treasury. Okay, so there is a cap here. Okay, so it's not going to be as crazy high. Just do a quick little neighborhood. Not really a big deal. Synthetic materials is done, so that's good. We can make our way into going for nanotechnology. That way we can kind of go into these future era techs. The next thing we're going to need to do is also look for a little bit more gold, so we'll just keep our gold topped up. We're at 3k gold, which is pretty solid. This is actually the best gold I've ever had in all of my time playing, so this is really good for us. We're going to continue growing though, so we got more work to do in order to make that like truly optimal. But I wanted to make sure like we are making proper inroads to get there. Upgrade that. And then we're also going to go ahead and John Roebling. That is 2 housing and 1 amenity for the city. So we'll just keep doing those benefits to the city. That way we can really get the city like super, super happy, and then I'll actually end up boosting the yield overall by a pretty good amount. We'll let these troops do one more attack. We should be able to get that capital down to 0 health pretty quickly here. I'm actually going to go around here and some major damage here. Get rid of that. That way we can just eliminate any potential naval forces that he could have, honestly. He seems to have potentially a pretty large amount of military here in this area, so we will need to kind of take a look and see what he has. Having as many armadas that we do, we should be able to eliminate pretty effectively most of any troops that he does have. So it won't be a major concern, but we do want to be careful not to go too far ahead. So we'll just kind of take our time, work our way through this area, and just kind of continue finishing up the damage that we need to do to this place. Let's get rid of that threat. Not take a chance, right? You know, it's better that we just don't take a chance with that. We can go ahead and do some hefty damage there with those units. That's excellent. And this is why missile cruisers are so strong. You know, they're an incredibly strong endgame item to have. Now, one thing I'm going to say is this is also an argument that I can make why you don't really need to have giant death robots. You know, it's just like if you can make enough money like this, you don't need to buy GDRs to be effective. You can have fun with other units of the endgame type and still be just as effective in different ways. GDRs are kind of like very simple in this sense that like one unit can do insanely high damage. Get rid of that. Now we go here, 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 here. Go for this. You'll get enough XP to level up. Yep. So there's another level up. That's perfect. That will basically help bring that unit to just about just one level off max level, which by the time this is all over, we should be able to get to max level. And then what we're going to do is immediately promote and then go after this city. That'll be another city for us. So that's perfect. Again, just taking more of these cities basically allows us to gain more pressure in this area, and the more pressure we build, the easier it's going to be to hold these cities, so this is great. We can go ahead and actually make a, we can make another coal power plant. That's going to give us a bit more production in the city to help it kind of move along a little bit more. It's also going to give leads a little bit of extra production, which of course is something we will want to use. That is going to benefit us a pretty good amount, so we are going to do that. We can also go into Birmingham and do like something like another coal power plant just for the heck of it. I mean, it never really hurts to have, and plus in that situation it's going to give leads even more bleed over production, which is going to be really good. So let's go ahead and get ready to capture their capital. So what we're going to need to do first in order for that to actually happen is we're going to need to move over here and just do some damage here, and there we go. There we go. So that's another capital in our hands. We are going to take control of that. You see, this is going to soil, and it's actually going to soil in our favor. And that's one of the big parts of this whole situation. Is just gaining control of these areas is going to be really key. I'm going to go ahead and also declare war against Pericles. This position, honestly, it makes it a lot easier for us to get set up here. I'm just going to take that city. Perfect opportunity to get utility out of that unit. Ladies and gentlemen, we have reached the great frontier. 100,024 gold. We've done it. For the first time in my entire time playing Civ 6, that's the first time ever I've gotten 100k. That's beautiful. But it is impressive, though, what you can do if you set your mind towards just getting a really good, solid navy. I mean, a navy, honestly, can be incredibly busted. And I kind of feel like this is one of those examples where, like, you could just do so much with it. I mean, you really, truly can do so much with a navy. I want to thank you so much for watching. This has been a lot of fun doing this. If you did enjoy watching this video, I'd ask you to hit that like button and subscribe. SpeeDMan out.